that, and we've got former President Jacob Zuma who's going to make an announcement. And he has, over time, been making a number of announcements. So tomorrow he'll make another announcement. We will note that. We note that. And what else can I do? There's nothing else I can do but to note. Similarly, the former president, who you say says is not going to see himself campaigning, I think in the end, we're making a big issue out of this, much larger than what it should be. In the end, as members of the ANC, we would like everyone to be in the field to campaign, but if you are not able to campaign, that's it. The work goes on, and we will continue doing the work. And I have said very, very vocally and openly, I am going to be in the campaign. I'm going to be in every street, in every village. That is what I am going to do. And obviously, we would like as many as possible. Were you the one, or was it TD, who was saying that it seems like the ANC is hard-pressed, or somebody else said that? Yeah, it was you. It seems like we're hard-pressed to try and convince people about what we've done. No, my dear sister. This is 30 years. We're looking at a 30-year review. Any organization would like to look at what have we done over the 30-year period. What is it we've done? And please don't tire with our articulation of this. We are going to be looking at everything that has happened over the 30-year period. In fact, when it comes to that, we were also led and nudged in that direction by Stats SA. Because Stats SA has also looked at 30 years. So we are not going to ignore looking at where South Africa was 30 years ago. This is the anniversary. And in case you think that we are like trying to stretch and what did you say? We're desperate. We are not desperate. We are looking at how we've performed over 30 years, but we are also looking at, against the challenges that are faced by many countries around the world, what is it that we have done to show up our people, to support our people during these challenges? And it's not desperation. Is trying to state the reality, where we say, when COVID hit, we lost more than 2 million jobs. And by and large, those 2 million jobs have been recreated. And I've been asking my people to do an analysis, which jobs are regained and which jobs are new. And for the first time in our country, we've been able to have a job regaining creation number which has come up to 2 million. For the first time. Quite often it's just been 350 a year, 500 a year, and so forth. But now we've really ramped up. And it is something that we should talk about. It's not being desperate. It is stating fact and reality. And I don't think it's fair to reduce it to saying, oh, you are so desperate. You are being hard-pressed to say what you have achieved. The SG was complaining about the veterans that they must stop decampaigning the ANC. The SG raises this issue because it's an important one. It's very important. We've been saying we're a party that should have one message, and we should have as many people as possible to articulate that message. And there must be unity of purpose. I am the first to have said to the National Executive, let us have unity of purpose and let us unify the message that we beam out to our people so that we don't confuse them. Our people should not be confused by what we articulate. And am I happy about how the spat has been handled? Yesterday there was a statement that came out where Comrade Mavuso Msimang said he's withdrawing his resignation, and the SG also issued a statement saying that he apologizes for what he said, to the extent that it could have been seen as being insulting, undermining. And these things happen in organizations. That is now behind us. We're moving forward together as various components of the ANC, Veterans League, the Women's League, the Youth League, and all of us. We're moving forward as one movement, facing the 2024 elections. And that is why we're speaking with great deal of confidence that is born out of what is happening in our various organizations. We are allied to a number of organizations that are throwing their weight behind the ANC, COSATU, the SACP, and indeed the various leagues in the organization. All of us are going to work for the victory of the ANC. And it is for that reason that we say there must be unity of purpose. There shouldn't be those who pull aside and who pull this way. With regard to the SAA Takatso deal, I noted what the parliamentary or the portfolio committee said, and of course, things have to be done openly and transparently and all that. There are some times when transactions are done, so that they don't disturb the closure of those transactions. There are certain things that, as said, should be communicated at certain times. And in this regard, I don't think that the absence of whatever information that they needed is something that testifies to an underhand process, a devious process that's underway. I think the minister has been fairly straightforward in articulating the various broad parameters of the transaction. But I would say to the minister, go and meet the committee and outline to the committee the various issues that they are concerned about. Because there's nothing to hide, the minister should be able to go and explain. And if certain things are so confidential as to lead to the collapse of the transaction, it should be said so, because that's what often happens. People sign non-disclosure agreements, they sign confidential agreements, but we have to say that this is a public asset. So there's quite a bit of information that needs to be put on the table. And I don't believe, and refuse to believe, and will not allow it that there should be underhand type of details that make people so suspicious. So information to the extent that it complies with the various agreements that have been reached should be put on the table. So I'll encourage the minister to go and engage with that committee. Thank you.